This is Melanesian Women Today, and in this video we're going to talk about expenses. Specifically, I would strongly encourage you to keep track of what your expenses are on a month-to-month basis. The thing about expenses is that expenses can be something that is scary, because if your expenses are higher than your income, that can lead to disaster. Because if your business doesn't have enough money to pay for your expenses, that business doesn't survive. And we want to stay away from that. One of the best things you can do is watch my video on budgeting. And if you start to keep track on a month-by-month basis of what your expenses are, then that means that you can do a few things. You can plan better, because if you know during a certain month that an expense is going to be higher, you're empowered to make sure that you save money to make sure you can cover that expense. Another thing that you can do is you can avoid waste. If one month your water bill is normal and the next month your water bill is much higher, that probably means you have a problem with your water system and that you need to fix that as soon as possible, rather than your bill just staying high because maybe there's a leak underground or something that isn't obvious. So you can avoid costly or expenses that shouldn't be happening. And the next thing you can do is that, especially if you work with a team or you employ people, if you have a problem with an expense in your business and that expense involves somebody else who works in your business, it's easier to go talk with them about the problem if you have kept track of records and you can show them what those records are, what's a normal expense, and how it's now not normal. And you can set goals for people too. Make sure that they stay within those amounts of money. For instance, electricity is always expensive. Setting a goal for the amount of money you want to spend on electricity and having everybody that is around you understand how to stay within that goal. So in closing, there's 3 things that I want to stress about your expenses. I would highly encourage you to watch my video on budgeting and make a budget for each month for all your expenses. After you make that budget and time goes by, you want to watch those expenses closely and see if they match what you budgeted. And then the last thing that I really strongly encourage everybody to do is get everybody involved. So make sure that if you're looking at a particular expense, like let's say electricity, and you plan to only spend a certain amount on electricity, make sure everyone in your business knows that, and that way they can help you achieve those goals. That's it for expenses.